All right, joining us on the line, the new head coach for the Drexel women's basketball team, Amy Mallon. Coach, first of all, congratulations. The new head coach, obviously, but not new to the program, 16 seasons as an assistant. First off, congratulations, and let's first ask, on a health standpoint, how are you doing, you and your family, during this pandemic right now?
Well, thank you. We're doing well. I think since the tournament, end of the year tournament, we left from there. I pretty much was home and haven't really left since. And so from that standpoint, I'm following all the, precautions and the regulations we have out there. So we're doing well. We're staying healthy. We're staying fit. With the weather being kind of nice, but we're getting outside a lot more than we're used to at this time. So we're all doing really well. Thanks for asking.
Coach, obviously talking about the pandemic and the COVID-19, it's an unprecedented situation, and in a way, an unprecedented situation for you. Usually I'm sure the day that you dreamed of getting your first head coaching gig, you'd have the opportunity and a platform for a press conference to meet the academic community, to talk to the players, but it's a little different for you this time around. It was done virtually. Just talk about that experience a little bit and how you're able to kind of get the early message out there.
Well, I always thought my first job, I always said I had to pick the right first job for me. And obviously, I kind of felt like this was the first right job. And I know it'll always be a memorable one because of what's going on as far as the process and how it, came forward with everything. It's interesting because I said I'll remember the first press conference I did on the Zoom, the first meeting with the team officially. So all those things will obviously be a special place in my memory bank as we move forward. But I'm really excited about the opportunity, and I think I really appreciate Drexel thinking and valuing my time there, and thinking I'm the next person to lead the program.
What excites you the most about being the head coach of the Drexel Dragons?
I think it's just continuing to build on a foundation that we've had since the moment I started. I was really fortunate to work with Denise. I mean, she's obviously a great coach, for me, friend, colleague. We had it all through those 16 years, and we came in with certain goals, which I think we were able to accomplish. And I feel just like I'm going to be able to build on that foundation and continue to strive to keep Drexel, where we are. I'm not trying to reinvent anything as the new head coach. I think we've established pretty solid foundation. So it's more continuing to build on that. And I'm excited to kind of be, I said, luckily for me, working with Denise, she prepared me for this because she allowed me to do everything but stand on that sideline. So I think I'm really excited about the opportunity and keeping Drexel, at the top, where we've been and where we continue to strive to be.
Speaking of Denise, just talk about the impact she's had on you and how you two were able to achieve consistent success together.
Yeah, Denise, we obviously went into this kind of thinking when we started at Drexel, we have certain goals in mind. And the first was, let's just finish in the top 4. Can we do that in the league? And we were able to do that a little sooner than we thought. And then it's like, we want to be the ones that knock off the top team in the league. And we were able to do that. So setting those goals, I feel like, and starting small and kind of moving forward, I think really set the tone for us. And then it was the culture that we've created. We consider our team a second family, and I think that's what we build on, those relationships, because we think a lot of times when you build relationships with players, I think they're more willing to listen to what you know. And I feel like the main thing I really learned from Denise is surround yourself with good people. And when you do that and you take care of those people, I think it helps you just be stronger as an all-around program, as a leader in the community, which I'm really excited to be stepping up a little more in that area as well. And I think that's what I'm going to take with me, the relationships you build, keep building on those. And, those take a little bit of work, but surround yourself with the right people. I think you're going to get the job done.
Absolutely. And Coach, without giving too much away early, I mean, you talked about kind of sustaining the success, the consistency, but will there be any tweaks or any changes, X's and O's style that we could expect moving forward?
I think the staple we've had at Drexel, and that's not going to change because I always say I don't want to reinvent the wheel, is our defense. We've been in the top in the conference every year, really for the last 10 years. And for us, that's going to be a staple. I think taking care of the ball, like not having lost possessions, I think that's going to continue to be part of what we do. I think the other side of it is really what we've always said. It's personnel and working and moving your style, whatever that may be, according to the people you have on the floor. And that's something I think that changes every year. It's like making adjustments in the game. that's the same way we look at every year as a team. We're going to make adjustments according to our personnel. And we have gone from being a team that is known for our 3-point shooting to being a team that was more known for our defensive, our offense, our defense creating our offense. And I think that is going to continue to be my philosophy as a coach and working strategy-wise that way.
Amy Mallon joining us, the new Drexel women's basketball coach. Coach, outside of Denise Dillon, who are some other coaching influences that have helped you and molded you into where you are today?
Well, my college coach, I played for Stephanie Baily, who is the head coach at Fordham right now. And I had an opportunity to learn so much. And that's really why I got into coaching. I can honestly say when I went to play for her, I learned a passion for the game that I wasn't sure was there till I got a chance to play for her. So she's been, over my years as a player, and then when I played professionally, and then in the coaching world, she's always been a mentor for me. So I, respect, you see what she's done in all the programs she's been involved in, and she knows how to win. And I think that's the one thing I always took from her, the competitive piece of finding a way to win. And she's done it everywhere she's been. So I love Coach Baily. I still call her coach. It's hard to even say Steph because that's just, to me, she's my coach. And then, I think the other 3 people I have to mention are my high school coaches, because I really was fortunate when I was in school to have 3 people, Dave Greenberg, Brad Reese, and Jim Stromberg, 3 coaches that just were in it for the right reasons. They just wanted to see us have an opportunity to go play in college. And they told you how it was. They were honest with me. I got kicked out of practice. Whatever needed to be done to teach me to work harder, they did it. And I look back at that now and say, I'm so glad that he kicked me out of practice the one day for not working hard enough. I'm so glad they were just honest with me. You're not working hard enough. You want an opportunity to go play in college, and not just told me what I wanted to hear. And I feel like those 3, especially from a high school standpoint, and then Coach Baily, really, once I went on to play in college, were major influences in my passion to coach.
Speaking of going to play in college, before you were an assistant in the CAA, you actually played in the CAA, back-to-back CAA champions, actually, in 1990 and 91 for the University of Richmond. What do you remember the most about those days at Richmond?
Well, we just actually had we were just inducted into the Richmond Hall of Fame, our 1990 team, because we were the first team to win the CAA title and go on to the NCAAs at Richmond. So I just got to see all my teammates after 30 years this year. And it was really a great experience. And, you always say you definitely remember the big ones, like the championships, but the team, you go back to just the experiences you had together. And it's like, we are laughing about things that we're doing with our teams now. And I think that's the big thing, the people you're with, because they are your second family. You end up spending more time with them than you actually do your own family throughout a time period when you're in college. And I think those memories go on forever. So I really say that I remember winning the titles for sure, because that was huge for us, and going to postseason. And I think the next thing would just be the great people I was able to play with, the teammates that we worked together as a team. And I think, I always remember that, especially that first championship at Richmond.
And Coach, playing at Richmond, and then, of course, being an assistant at Drexel for 16 years, and now beginning your first year as a head coach, you've seen this conference change so much. What have you how have you seen the CAA evolved, even from a player to now as a coach?
I just think the level of play, you always think back when you played that you're probably a little better than you were, or you have like memories of like, it was so much harder. But I just think the level of the athletes and what you're seeing, the game, the style, the quickness, I think that's all definitely stepped up another level. And, we didn't have as many teams in the CAA as well when I was playing. So different teams have joined the league. And I think, it's funny because the one rival that continues to be there, which was there when I was at Richmond, was JMU. That was always our big, they seem to consistently be, where they've been. And I think there's a reason for that, in the league. They are often the team that, the team to beat, because they've been there for so long since I played. So that's where you see the league has really evolved. And just, our next step and our next goal, and we've talked about this, is the respect to get more than one team in, at the end of the year. That's our goal right now as a league. We want to be able to have more than the tournament winner representing the CAA in postseason.
This season obviously was cut short, and the team didn't necessarily get to realize its full potential with the CAA tournament not being played. How, as a head coach now, do you plan to make the best of the situation as you bring the team back and try to make another shot at make another run for the title?
Yeah, that was definitely something different. Obviously, many teams and many programs experience a similar, like, no closure, as we say. There's like no closure to the season. There was no closure. We don't have our banquet. So, you feel sorry for the seniors. Obviously, everyone said this, that they don't get that chance to be recognized the way they, I think, could be in the end, even if it's just your annual banquet that you're doing your awards. We still don't know how we're going to move forward. We know it's going to happen, but I think that ending for the returning players is going to be something they hold on to. And I think even the time away right now is going to remind them how much they love the game. And I hope that's going to be, what keeps them striving for more. And I think coming back and getting a chance to say, hey, you know what, I want to step back on the floor and show that, we deserve to be that number 1 seed, and we deserve to be in the position we were in, and continue to strive for that. And I'm hoping with the return players, we lose a lot in some of our seniors, but the returning players who had the experience will want to experience that again.
Wrapping up today with Amy Mallon, the new Drexel women's basketball coach. And coach, speaking of next year and returning players, you do lose your standout player like Baily Greenberg, a former CAA player of the year. It does give a big opportunity for some of those returners to fill the void. How do you see this team trying to fill that void that she leaves behind? And who should fans keep an eye on as we get ready for next season?
Well, it's funny. I just talked to Baily the other day because, we're staying in touch. And I said to her, I thought they might pass that rule where the winter eligibility, you get another year. I said, so you're coming back, right? So we were laughing about that. I'm sure a lot of programs would feel the same way with their seniors and some of the special seniors we had in the league this year. But, with Baily leaving, obviously that's a big scoring piece, all-around game really for us. But she obviously has been our leading scorer the past years. And, I'm really looking forward to Kishana Washington, who really came on strong, especially in CAA play this year for us with her, 6th man of the year as well as all conference player. I think she hasn't reached her height, her top yet. So I'm really excited about her returning. And obviously Hannah Nihill, who's a senior for us, but just the leadership role for her and just the defensive way she plays. I mean, she's relentless on the defensive end. You watch her play. And, if you're on the other team, you want that kid on your team because she really starts off our defense from beginning to end of the game. I'm just excited for her to step probably in the same role, but looking to score a little more on what she does. And then we have some of our other kids in that junior class, which is Kate Connolly, who got some great minutes for us off the bench. I'm looking for her to fill some of Baily's minutes as far as what she's capable of doing with her all-around game. And also we have our other junior, Mara Hendrickson, who received some CAA Rookie of the Week awards her freshman year. And I think she's another person who I think can really step up scoring-wise for us. And, some of the freshmen that didn't get a lot of time this year, because they were behind 4 seniors who played a lot of minutes, they're going to be crucial for us with Bree Borky and Hedda Satman, and then our returning senior, Kayla Bacon. It's going to be really important because we knew they were going to be playing behind them, that they're ready to go. And I'm excited about what they're excited about proving themselves and getting on the floor, and I'm excited about what they can do for us.
All right, well, Coach Mallon, thank you so much for joining us. Try to stay healthy during this longer off season, and we look forward to seeing Drexel on the court here, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Thank you. Go Dragons.